It is a reference point because we want to have a uniform responses, a harmonized responses across the days that we're going to do the data collection. The data collection is starting on 28th to the 11th of 28th of June to the 11th of July. You'll be interviewing some people on the 28th and others you'll be interviewing them on the 11th of July. You wouldn't want a situation where people would be making reference to questions using different dates. Once you do that, you are not able to harmonize the responses, so data analysis will not be accurate. So the reason why we do the Census 9 is to remind everybody in Ghana that the questions that we are going to ask would be using 27th as a reference 9. Let me give you a couple of examples. The whole counting of persons in Ghana is based on those who spend the Census 9 in Ghana. So we call it a snapshot of the population. So although we say it's the midnight of 27th June 2021, operationally it's actually 6 hours before the midnight and 6 hours after the midnight. So it goes from 6 p.m. 27th of June to midnight 27th of June, and then from midnight 27th of June to 6 a.m. of 28th of June. So that within that space, wherever you are, we can ask questions related to that. Indeed, on that night, there are some categories of people that we're going to enumerate, such as our floating population, our population that are on transit that day. You are moving from one point to another. We cannot exactly pinpoint where you are at the midnight. So we either interview you at your point of departure or at a point of arrival. There are some questions in there like economic activity and mortality, which are specific to number of days. So for instance, if you want to get a sense of employment, unemployment in Ghana, we make reference to the economic activity that you've engaged in 7 days prior to the Census 9. Again, somebody might have engaged in some activity over that specified 7 days, but in the course of the year was engaged in some other activity. So for you to harmonize the responses, we want to get all activities that persons in Ghana engaged in 7 days prior to the 27th. So that is why we always want to have a reference point for purposes of harmonizing responses across the enumeration days that we have.
All right.